I'm half asleep. It's my channel, I can do what I want. We have gathered here today, and oh my god, this squirrel is so fucking cute. Why are we like this? Where are they? What's up, it's Jan back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. This is gonna be part 2 of my full moon readathon vlogs, but like, not really. Okay, hello. I was supposed to leave for work like 5 minutes ago. What's new? Just wanted to intro this vlog. So I said not really because I already did the full round of full moon readathon. I finished all the prompts in my first vlog, so watch that for sure. I'll link that down below. Hopefully it's up by the time this goes up. Well, it has to be. I don't know what I'm reading for this vlog. I just know I want to get through some of my like August hopefuls. I want to check off some monthly reading goals. I'm gonna start with A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. I was going to read this in my last vlog and count it for the book with humor prompt because it already made me laugh and I'm on page 3, or it could be for a book by an author I love because I freaking love T. Kingfisher and I want to read the rest of her backlist. This is technically a middle grade, I think. The main character is 14. It starts off where she finds a dead body of this girl in this bakery. We'll see where that goes. I just love this little gingerbread guy. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Full Moon Readathon is a readathon I've been hosting by my lonesome for the past 3 years, and it's 13 days long. There are prompts, there are characters to collect. I'll have the announcement video, and I guess that's all that I need because it's gonna be over by the time this video's up. I guess I'll have all like the graphics and stuff. Hopefully I'll insert them. We'll see if editing Jan is in the mood. I definitely also want to finish some current reads. I'm not gonna list all of them because 1, I have to go, and 2, I don't want that commitment right now, you know? But I definitely also want to read small things like these because first of all, like is the buzzword for Kayla's buzzwordathon this month, and this is on the 100 best books of the 21st century, and I want to chip away at that list because I've so far only read 7, I think 7 or 8, so this would be an easy one to check off. This is set in Ireland in the winter and it's supposed to be like cozy. And then another short book that I want to get to is I Who Have Never Known Men. This was going to be for the book with a colorful cover prompt, and I guess I could still use that for that. I don't know what prompt this would be. It might just be a bonus book, who knows, but essentially at the end of this vlog, that's when I'm gonna like match the books to prompts and go from there just to see if I even collected any characters the second time around. For now, that's the game plan. I'm gonna go to work. It's Friday. Oh, I'm also thinking of doing like a 24-hour readathon within this vlog starting tomorrow morning, but that's gonna be a tomorrow problem. Okay, just like that, I made it to work on time. Not only on time, but also early. My eyebrows coming up. I thought there weren't any coworkers in here, but someone just emerged from her car. Oh my god, this lighting is atrocious. I listened to 4 chapters of A Wizard's Guide to Self. I always want to say self-defensive baking. Where am I getting this self from? I've been doing it for like 3 vlogs now. A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. I am loving it. It's so cute. Gonna be a high rating from me. I can already tell. I don't read a lot of middle grade, but I have read a few T. Kingfisher books. I usually have been loving her horror more than her fantasy books, but I think this one might be a win. I'm so excited. So this girl, she's a wizard, she's 14. She found this dead girl at her aunt's bakery. Since she found it and she's a wizard and the police officer, constable, whatever, detected magic in the body, they're blaming her. That's as far as we got. They already mentioned the angry gingerbread men. They've been mentioning mice and rats a lot, which are my biggest phobia, so that's not fun. But this book as a whole is definitely gonna be fun. I'm excited to start off on a good note for this vlog. Sorry the intro was so rushed, but I hope you enjoy this vlog, and I'm gonna take it to the 13th, which is the end of Full Moon Readathon, and it's currently the 9th. Tomorrow, Joey's getting a haircut, and every time he gets a haircut, I go to this coffee shop that's on the way. I have a little solo coffee date, so I've been excited for that all week. Okay. That's all. I'm gonna go to work now. Talk to y'all when I get home. Hi, this is a new angle. Change of plans. I'm going to Silent Book Club tomorrow instead. 24-hour readathon is still on, is a thing. I have an unboxing though. Sorry, I'm like very discombobulated right now. But I have an Aardvark unboxing. Y'all know, I've been a rep for months now. Loving my life with them. You can use my code JAN to get your first box for $4 and free shipping. They have the best picks, I promise. Hello, Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. I read Camp Damascus. I loved it. I gave it 4 stars, like a high 4. And even though this is like in Hollywood, I'm still intrigued. Like all the blurbs on the back convincing me to pick this up like tomorrow. I'm gonna try to resist until an Aardvark blog or something. I don't know. I keep saying that and like, why am I like this? This one, super excited for it. Didn't realize it was gonna be this big, but like, it's fine. That's what she said. This is a queer Filipino author, Mistress of Lies. It's a vampire book by a Filipino author. Like, come on. I'm so excited. I really hope it doesn't let me down. I'm kind of nervous and I have no idea what it's actually about other than there's a vampire king. Oh, fantasy romance. Samuel Hutchinson is a bastard with a terrible gift. I'm scared, but I hope it's good. And then lastly, I got Catalina. This one's a small little guy. And this one's like dark academia, coming of age. Damn, did y'all see that? I did. By a Latin author. So this is a good, oof, why do I keep doing that? This is a good ass box. It also kind of feels like fall outside, so like we're thriving in this household. We have these bookmarks. I have another one in one of those books, and it says the person holding this has an above average knowledge of aardvarks. I like this color palette they chose. It's kind of cute. Usually it has like pink on it, so it's kind of weird seeing it without any pink. That's my Aardvark box for this month. Thank you so much, Aardvark, for working with me and not letting me go and not hating me. Oh, I didn't listen to my audiobook at all on my way home. My mom called. Apparently she blocked me, so that was fun. That was a fun thing to hear. She didn't even know. Listen, Mama Agaton, she's got some wild things going on. The Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. Chapter 10. I read during my lunch break. It's so cute. I have a tab just for the gingerbread men, and I'm loving reading about them. They're so cute, and the magic is so cute because she's a wizard, but her only power is she can not resurrect, because they weren't alive in the first place. She can animate dough. She can make gingerbread people come to life. She can make just bread come to life.
What a fucking weird power.
That's what I'm saying. And then this other person she met could resurrect dead horses, specifically just horses.
No other dead animals, just horses?
No, because they're so heavy, like when they die, so it's really useful that they could just like walk to their own funeral or whatever, or like their own grave, you know? But it's so cute. I'm so excited. I bought Sword Heart today. I bought books today, quite a bit, but we're gonna go.
What are you doing?
Going on a book buying ban.
Till when?
Until
the end of the month.
The end of the month.
And it is currently the 9th. There are 30 days?
There are 39 days in August.
I didn't say 39.
Oh.
So 30 days?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 30 more days. No, there's 31. Joey doesn't have knuckles to count the days of the month. So
hey, leave me.
Show him your knuckle. Show him.
Okay, show him. Hey, for those, I don't know the.
Okay, so you know the knuckle thing? Y'all know this. Okay, it's a little childhood trick where you count January, February, March, and the dips are not 31 days, and the knuckles are 31 days, okay? Look at my prominent ass knuckles and look at Joey's. Where are they?
I have
all his months have 30 days. All your months.
Like, why? Where's my knuckles? Like, this is like 28 days, this is 31, and they got maybe like 27, 28 days. What the fuck? It's so prominent in the video. It's so funny. Both hands are like that.
And the thing is, I was the one who pointed them out. So he lived 29 years without, well, 27 years without knowing that.
But imagine like this coming at you. Is this threatening?
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are? What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder. How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Gets undressed when it's cold, and don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes. till winter comes. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder.
Good morning. It's currently right before 7 a.m. I'm on the balcony, obviously, because it feels like autumn, and I'm just living my best life this morning. I also just finished this cutie. First of all, I have a newfound love for angry gingerbread men. I'm so glad that this wasn't a tease on the cover. I was kind of nervous that they were just gonna make a brief appearance and then that's it, and this was just like a thing for the cover to make it look cute, but they really had a prominent role by the end. This is definitely for fans of Legends and Lattes. I gave it 4 stars because, well, the whole like war scenes towards the end, which is like a big part of the story. You can even tell just based on the title, right? But like, y'all know me and war scenes. We don't get along too well, or like, even if we do, I just can't focus the entire time. I really love the audiobook, so that did keep me engaged. The beginning is kind of misleading because it makes you think it's like a murder mystery and it's like a cozy mystery. No, it's definitely cozy fantasy because there is magic. There's the whole war thing. There are kings and lords and wizards, obviously. Oh my god, these squirrels are ruthless lately. They've been climbing inside cars, under cars, not inside cars, but like under cars, on top of cars. If I didn't insert it already, I'm gonna insert the clip of Joey's swim trunks getting eaten. Technically that happened in my last vlog, so if you're seeing it twice, sorry, it's worth it, I promise. So here we go. Oh my god, it keeps going under the wheel tire thing. Never mind. They've been everywhere. What the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, so at first you think it's like a murder mystery, and I was ready for that, and then it took the fantasy turn, which, I mean, it's labeled as fantasy, so I wasn't too shocked. I was more shocked by it having a murder right in the beginning. Did we even get that resolved? Oh yes we did. Yes, we did. It was really good. I had such a fun time. I'm so glad I finally picked this up. Thank you, Brienne, for sending this to me as a birthday gift. Glad I have another Tea Kingfisher under my belt. I'm gonna be reading The Hollow Places, finally, later this month, so I have another one. I didn't realize how many books she's written. She has a full page and then another like half a page almost of books, and this was before Nettle and Bone and Thorn Hedge and What Moves the Dead and all the ones I've read, pretty much, other than the Twisted Ones is in here and The Hollow Places. But yeah, so this is like before her newer releases. I have a lot of work to do. It was funny. It was cute, just a really fun, wholesome time. It definitely read younger. One of my big gripes was the fact that she kept repeating that she's 14. And then it was like, for a 14-year-old, I have some muscles due to pounding dough every day. And it's like, okay, we get it. You work at a bakery and you're 14. So that was like a little bit distracting, but I know it was like a whole bit throughout the book, so I get it. It's fine. Yeah, strong 4 stars. I think next I'm gonna read Small Things Like These. The only issue is that I have the audiobook, but I don't want to wear my headphones anymore because I have my glasses on and it hurts behind my ears, you know? It's gonna be so easy to finish. So I'm reading this, like I said, for the 21st Century 100 Best Books. I'm excited because it's set in winter and it's a super short book. Maybe I'll just suck it up and listen to the audiobook because it's like a 2-hour audiobook, but I want to sit out here and just pretty much read this in one sitting. Silent Book Club is at 10. It's currently 7, so I'll probably get ready around 8:45-ish. Yay, book 1 of the day. Book number 220 of the year though, so. Full disclosure, I fell asleep, but it was only like a cheeky little 40, okay? I just wanted to come on here and show y'all this sweatshirt. It's an Addie LaRue inspired one. It says "You Are the Art," and it's my first time wearing it. I figured I'd wear some bookish merch to Silent Book Club, which I'm leaving for now. This is like the earliest it's been because it's outside and they want to get the cooler temperatures, and I'm so happy about that. It goes till noon, but I'll probably leave a little bit earlier. At 2 is Gavin's live show for A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, so that'll be fun. I got 45 pages into Small Things Like These. I'm not a fan of the audiobook, but I'll probably listen to it on my way day. Maybe not. It's a 7-minute drive. I probably won't. Just because I didn't end on a chapter, so I'd have to skim through the audiobook. I don't really like the audiobook. The narrator, I like his accent. He has an Irish accent. I don't like hearing his voice in my head. I feel like this is the type of book that I want to take the time to read with my own voice, if that makes sense, because I feel like it's gonna be such a charming little read, you know. It's like 160 pages. I feel like it deserves my eyeballs. I'm gonna bring An Academy for Liars to Silent Book Club because I want to make headway into that. I want to bring a BIPOC book to Silent Book Club every time I go because there are a lot of white authors I see at Silent Book Club. So I want to make sure to do that. I made another cup of coffee, caffeine count number 2. I think next I'm either going to probably finish Smoke. Finally. Okay, this is a sequel to Burned. I have that much left. And this is a novel told in verse. All of Ellen Hopkins' books are like that. And it's about time I finish that because I started that like mid-July. And then I realized that I Who Have Never Known Men also has a moon on the cover. It's definitely a moon because the end page has moon phases. That is my coffin covers challenge for the month, which is my Patreon monthly challenge where you look for stuff on the cover. It's just a fun little thing that we do every month. The only problem with this is it's one big story. There's no chapters. I'm scared. So I might have to take breaks with this. This isn't a one sitting type of book. And then I've decided to put The Midnight Feast on today's potential TBR because the chapters are short. I hated the guest list, but I love The Paris Apartment. I know a lot of people hate that book, but for some reason I loved it. It was my first Lucy Foley. I haven't read The Hunting Party yet or anything else, but I do want to read this because my HR lady told me that I'd like the twists. But we don't usually align in reading tastes. We'll see how that goes. I just know there are a lot of POVs. I don't even really know the synopsis for this. Like I know, okay, it takes place in a manor. There are a bunch of characters and there's a feast and someone, I guess, is murdered at some point. It seems doable if I focus. Joey's gonna be at his parents' house all day, so I have time. Today is technically day one. Today is day one of my book buying ban. We realized we didn't finish our thought yesterday about the book buying ban because we got distracted by our knuckle conversation. I'm gonna end it when Cammie comes to visit because Cammie was supposed to be here this weekend, but the whole data breach thing canceled her flight and it's really sad, but she'll be here at the end of the month and we will go book shopping, so I'm gonna try my darndest to resist. I do have orders that are on their way, so hopefully that'll hold me over until then. It should. It better. And we're back home, obviously. Silent Book Club was super nice, relaxing. It was actually kind of chilly. I was in the shade and it's super windy, so it got kind of chilly. I kind of love it. I left pretty much right after the silent reading hour. I read like 50 pages of An Academy for Liars. It's not the vibes that I thought I was gonna get. The 50 pages I read had some drugs, had some rats, and there's this thing that she has to do in order to keep her memories. It sounds cooler than the way it's written. In order to keep her memories and like not get kicked out of Drayton College, she has to do this thing. But she can't do this thing unless she takes this drug. But she can't take this drug until this guy sells it to her. The only way he would do that was this thing that involved a rat. There was a lot that happened in that 50 pages, but it's still like pretty slow. But I think we're like finally getting into it. I'm 152 pages in. I think we're finally slowly like getting to know things about stuff. Yeah, I just don't want to give too much away. I don't want to sway anyone. I'm giving it a fair shot. I'm not DNFing it by any means, but I'm also not gonna like binge this today. Maybe I'll try to hit page 200. The chapters are fairly short, so I do appreciate that. I really want to start The Midnight Feast, but I'm not going to just yet. I know I'm definitely... Ooh! I'm gonna finish Small Things Like These before anything else, and then maybe I'll try to finish Smoke just to get that accomplishment. But I feel like I'd want to start a new book after this. We shall see, but this is gonna be satisfying because not only is it on the 100 best books of the 21st century, but it's also my Buzzwordathon book this month because the word like is in it. It's gonna be easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm getting a little bit hungry. I think I'm just gonna snack. There was like a big ass bug on my blanket, and I just hate bugs in general, and there were like ants and things flying at me, and I just hate being outdoors like that. But it was a nice park. I didn't vlog anything, obviously, because I felt weird. A couple of them do know about my YouTube channel, but I still feel weird. Hi, have changed into this because I was video chatting with Christina for literally like 10 minutes and she was wearing a similar sports bra, so we decided to twin. Y'all did not ask for any of that explanation, but just finished Small Things Like These. I think I'm gonna give it 2 stars. It would have been a 1 if I didn't think it through. I think on surface level, it's a 1. It's just not for me. It feels like something I would have been forced to read at school and just not understand and not really care about. And I think the audiobook had a big role in making me dislike it because the narrator's voice was just, it sounded like a classic, you know, which is fine if it were engaging, but it very much is slice of life, and that's also fine. I usually like slice of life books, and I like the setting of this, which is like winter, Christmas time in Ireland. There was just nothing, like, I don't understand what the point was. It says that Bill Furlong, that's our main character, it's 1985. Early one morning, Bill makes a discovery which forces him to confront both his past and the complicit silences of a town controlled by the church. Did I miss the discovery? I don't know, but it kind of felt like Little Women at some points. I love Little Women, at least the movie, the remake movie. The book, I can't remember what I gave it, but I have read the book. It felt like Little Women because he had 5 daughters, but like we didn't really get to know them besides like what they wanted for Christmas. I'm a very character-driven reader, but I feel like this didn't have anything. Yeah, 2 stars, like a low 2. The only reason it's not a 1 is because I get it. I get that it's slice of life and it could just be not for me. And then also there are some quotes about life and like challenging the things you encounter throughout life, standing up for what you truly believe in, as opposed to just like being sheep and following what people around you are doing and talking about. I don't know. It has a few good lines, but it just wasn't what I was expecting, I guess. I thought it was going to be more cozy. I thought the writing was going to be better. Whatever. 2 stars. Moving on. I checked off Buzzwordathon, so that's fun. I think I will try to finish Smoke now. I forgot I still have manga from the library. Those will be like my late night books because I have 3 left from the library. I don't think I'm going to read all 3, but I'm definitely going to try to get to My Summer Review Volume 2 because I read Volume 1 during my 10K in 10 days challenge. That's the plan for now. We'll move on to Smoke so I can return that to the library. I'll return this to the library. That's all I got.
I've been dreaming so much lately about your face when you're smiling. It's the only thing that saves me.
Okay, I am currently watching Gavin's live show for Wizard's Guide, and it made me realize that I didn't do a fun fact. I'm gonna try to be better about these, but I've been forgetting so much because ever since the 10K in 10 days challenge, I've just been, flying through books, so I just forget. But obviously, we gotta do a fun fact about gingerbread. There's a category on Google, it says superstitions. It says, in the 17th century, there were superstitions about gingerbread, including that witches could make gingerbread figures and eat them to kill their enemies. As a result, some Dutch magistrates made it illegal to bake or eat gingerbread cookies. I had no idea that that was attached to that, so that's cool. And then Small Things Like These, I don't even know what to do for that. So we're not gonna do a fun fact for that. I need to tune back in to Gavin's live show anyway, so I don't want to miss too much. Smoke is dragon ass, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't want a DNF. I want to be able to add it to my series finished this year, and it's only a duology, so I'm gonna push through. I'll update y'all when I'm done.
Hey, I don't know if I told you that I think you're beautiful, and now I can't wait to hold you.
Update from the same spot. It's now right before 4 o'clock, kind of. I'm doing some Discord sprints with my patrons, but now I'm crying. There's a lot in here. There's a lot in all her books, but, well, first of all, this is definitely the type of book that I need to binge in 2 sittings max, because breaking it up as much as I did really takes me out of the story. But now that I'm reading like over 100 pages in this particular sitting, I'm back into it. I'm invested in these characters. I feel for these characters. I just cried because there was a hate crime. Everything in this is graphic, like everything is on page. So be careful if you want to be like me and have a throwback moment with these books. Definitely check trigger warnings if you think you'd be triggered by anything in particular, because I guarantee it's in at least one of her books. In this one, there's a lot of talk about the parental abuse from the first book and the essay from the first book, and now there's a lot of homophobia and bullying and hate crimes and just just all of that in one fucking book. So that explains why I can't read this in one sitting despite how easy it is, like format wise, because the content is not easy. Like I get triggered by books, but not enough to have to put them down and take a break. That doesn't happen too often, but I guess Ellen Hopkins knows what she's doing in that department. So yeah, I have less than 100 pages left. I will say this one definitely could be shorter. I feel like there's a lot of recap that is extended too much. Like I love a good recap, right? Because I usually don't read books and series close to each other. Like there are some parts that literally word for word replay the scenes from the first book, and they're like traumatic scenes, and I just feel like a summary would have been fine, you know? So yeah, I feel like this could have been probably 100 pages shorter, but oh well. Okay, it's like a little before 5 now. I was almost falling asleep, but then there was a reveal in Smoke. I was shook, shaken, all the things. I think this just became 4 stars. It was 3 for a while because, like I said, it was dragging, but again, now I know if I do pick up another Ellen Hopkins, I'm gonna have to like binge it at least 100 pages at a time, because anything less than that, it just makes the story feel longer than it already is. This last part, I wanna say this now before I forget, and then like when I actually finish the book, I think pretty much all I'm gonna have to say is like my final rating and a fun fact. I like how brilliantly she portrays suppressing your traumas and just like genuinely blacking things out of your memory unintentionally because they were so traumatic and they were so just like much for your brain to recall. The fact that Ellen Hopkins can do that through verse, I'm in awe. I picked these up. I remember them just being a quick read. I've only read Crank and like part of Glass, I think, or whatever the second book is. When I was younger, I read Crank twice because I had the intention of finishing the series or all her books or whatever. I also DNF'd People Kill People just because I wasn't in the mood for it at the time. But now I'm like, these are profound ass books. They are still teens, right? So they're still going through like these weird things when it comes to like their mindset about love and boys and just whatever. But everything else they're going through is real intense. Their cards are all bad. I feel so bad for them. I'm just gonna finish these last 40 pages and then I'll check in one more time. A lot has happened in the past hour. I had a really late lunch, watched some booktube, and I started The Midnight Feast because I kept looking at it and I was like, I just need to scratch the itch, you know? So I read like less than 20 pages of it and I'm like, okay, I can go back to this now. I also keep forgetting to mention that for the classic prompt, the second time around, I'm gonna read The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. I have it from Libby on my Kindle. It's quick. It's like 111 pages or something like that. And I believe it's also told in verse, and it's like a coming of age family story. You know, there's commentary on like immigration. It's also set in Chicago, but like whatever. We'll look past it. But I'm also like slightly in the mood for a romance. I just don't know what to read because I don't feel like starting an audiobook, especially a romance audiobook. I just don't know what I'm in the mood for. I guess I could continue Happy Medium because that's been on my current reads for a while, but really, I don't even think I'm like 30 pages into that one. Maybe not even 20. I don't know. I also thought of Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, but that's not on my hopefuls list. At least Happy Medium, it's not on my hopefuls list, but it's on my current reads, and it's an Aardvark book, so I can make a dent into that list. I'm also still in the middle of Lucy Undying. My Kindle said I have 5.5 hours left of that book, so probably not gonna try to tackle that tonight. If I am gonna read on my Kindle, it's gonna be The House on Mango Street. I have a lot of options that could fit my mood at the moment. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm gonna go finish this book. Oh my god. Okay, 4 stars. The way the first book ended and then the way this one ended and how it was like a full circle moment, I love that. I do. A few of her books are on KU, so maybe I'll just try that and see if that goes by faster instead of like getting bogged down by the intimidating length of these books. I think I do want to keep reading her books. I'm so happy I finished this duology. Oh, I didn't even look up a fun fact, but I almost cried at that last part. For a little bit, I was searching on Hoopla for a romance audiobook. I did choose one that I own. I don't think I want to do that anymore. I think I want a sad romance book. I hate myself clearly, so I want one where like the significant other dies because that is like the saddest thing for me in romances. Pack Up the Moon, if you haven't read it yet and you want your heart to shatter just for the catharsis, Pack Up the Moon by Kristen Higgins. But I have this book called I Fell in Love with Hope, I've had it for a while, and I know it's supposed to be really sad, and I think it's super quick, easy to read because the writing isn't like dense or anything. I mean, I'm completely derailing from my TBR, which is normal. I would love to read an Anna Huang because I'd obviously want to read a BIPOC romance, but like I don't want to rush Anna Huang. I'm gonna do a fun fact on, they mentioned a lot of animals. Like verse is obviously poetry, so they do a lot of like imagery and like metaphors and whatever. So I could just like pick one. In the second to last page, there was something about a coyote. Should I do a coyote or a scorpion? I feel like scorpions would have more fun facts because they did mention a scorpion fairly recently. Scorpions have a hyaline layer in their exoskeleton that reflects ultraviolet light, allowing them to see their surroundings or attract prey. Oh, I didn't realize scorpions are arachnids. Unlike most arachnids, scorpions give birth to live young, and some species will carry their young on their backs for up to 2 years. There you go, 2 fun facts. Wow, so happy to be done with this. I am gonna do all the things that I do when I finish a book, do the dishes, and possibly get ready for the gym so I can eventually go at some point tonight. But now I'm just debating on whether I should take a reading break if I go to the gym or if I should just do a walk on incline and read. I'm shaking my leg because I have to pee, so I'm gonna end this clip. 4 stars. I recommend if you're looking for depressing books and if you missed your mark like I did in high school to read these, here's your sign. Wait, y'all, I'm scared. So here's the book. The author's note in the beginning, it has all the trigger warnings. Oh, it says like some heartbreaking shit. And then the first like chapter is before, and the first line is, "The love of my life wants to die." I'm scared. I don't think I can do this. Why? Why did my brain say I could handle this right now? First of all, I probably wouldn't be able to finish this tonight unless I get really into it and I just fly through it, but it's over 400 pages. Maybe I'll just start it and just say fuck it. We'll see. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's what I would be getting myself into. But like maybe I should.
A few moments later.
No. I'm on page 5 and I'm crying. I think this is what I need, but I really don't. I'm gonna keep going, but I don't even want to go to the gym anymore. So maybe I'll just read this until I need a switch and I'll switch. But if this is the only book I read for the rest of this 24 hours, I'm fine. I've read 3 books. I'm fine. Wasn't even chapter 1. Hi, we are this much in. No, we have this much left. 5 hours and 25 minutes. Alani New has been opened a while ago. Had some din. We restarted Chilling Adventures of Sabrina again for the 3rd time. 44 pages into I Fell in Love with Hope. I read the first 5 pages, not all of it, but like my highlights to Joey, and even he was affected. So it's got the power, y'all. It reads fast. I was just very distracted. So I'll probably go back to this maybe later. At least finish this chapter. I'm halfway through The House on Mango Street. Also, I really hope no one gives me shit about this not being a classic because I have asked around on my Patreon and people have confirmed.
That's considered a classic?
I don't know yet. It's from 1985 or something.
I mean, I would consider that a classic.
Right? Because you read it in school. That's what people were saying. A lot of people read it in school. I mean, I'm gonna count it as a classic. And I don't care. It's good either way. I mean, I would read this regardless. It really shows you like the culture. I'm not gonna make sense right now. I'm telling you right now. What time is it? It's 11:07 p.m. Oh, also, I am the queen of power naps. When I said I'm gonna take a 20-minute nap, I took a 20-fucking-minute nap, okay? That's what happened. I actually woke up. I actually got up. I opened my eyes and immediately took a swig of my energy drink. I'm gonna put my hood on so editing Jan doesn't regret everything she sees when she sees this clip. It really shows the Latin culture and how society perceives brown people, and as a brown person, I can relate, I guess, I think. I don't know. I'm half asleep right now. I'm understanding because it reads really easily because it's very short chapters because like I said, it's in vignettes. I'm halfway through that. I'm gonna finish that for sure. And then I don't know what I'm gonna pick up after. Maybe the Midnight Feast or a manga. I don't know, but Joey's gonna go to sleep soon and I am not. So I'm gonna be fending for myself out here. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down, and I don't know how I would do without you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down. Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror, baby.
Hello. It's now 4 minutes till midnight, and I just finished The House on Mango Street. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I liked the topics touched upon. It really drives the point of not forgetting where you came from and not being ashamed of where you came from, because our main character was for a while, especially about like where she lived. So then it talked about like classism and stuff, because it compared people who live on the hills and how they like don't look down on everyone else who lives elsewhere. But my thing was there were so many characters thrown around and you really don't know any of them, and then there'd be like heavy topics like abuse or SA or just any sort of harassment, and it was just so brief. It almost felt brushed off. I don't know. I get it. I get the style of writing it's supposed to be, the format, and like why it had to be like so abrupt. But yeah, this little book did a lot. Had a decent time with it. 3 stars. Now, I kind of want to read like a happy romance. I don't want to read I Fell in Love with Hope. I might continue Happy Medium by Sarah Adler. I thought about starting Love Theoretically, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that right now. I don't think I'm gonna start any other books besides this manga if I really need to. Maybe I'll start with The Midnight Feast on page 10. I thought I read like 18 pages. I read 10. If I need something lighter, then I'll switch to Happy Medium. Also, I finished my energy drink, so wish me luck. It's like 1:30. 58 pages into The Midnight Feast. Lucy Foley's doing that thing again that I noticed in the Paris apartment. I don't know if she did it in the guest list because I listened to that one on audio, even though I owned it, but I'm glad I didn't waste my time physically reading it because I hated the guest list. Anyway, she does this thing where she like overuses colons, you know, like the 2 dots. There are some where it makes sense to do it, but she uses it like at least once per page. Some of them are like 3 per page, and that's just unnecessary. I'm like paranoid. I don't know. It's so quiet. That's my only gripe so far. It's not even really rich people problems. Like we have Eddie, who's not rich, and he's 19, and he's just going through like teen problems, like new adult problems. And there's this thing that happened with him and his ex that I'm assuming relates to like the big murder or whatever. I don't know. There are some creepy moments when like chapters end, or there are these interludes called The Day After the Solstice, and it talks about like this fisherman. Yeah, I don't know. Things are all over the place right now. I think we got introduced to all of the characters by now. We've got Eddie, Francesca, Owen, Bella. I feel like I'm missing 1 or 2 more, but I believe those are the main ones. I'm intrigued. I don't have any like solid theories yet. I have some hopes. I also have been kind of alternating. Well, I read 1 more chapter of Happy Medium. It's reading fast. Chapters are just long for a romance. I'm definitely not finishing either of these in 3 hours. So maybe I'll switch to a manga just to get a 5th book in this vlog and a library book that I could return, because I'm so close to whittling my library books down to like 5. I'm losing steam rapidly. We're doing it. We're fucking doing it.
My ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright.
2:30, still kicking. I'm actually watching Bella from Throne of Pages, and we're in the same boat right now because it's her 24-hour readathon. I fell asleep for 10 minutes, not even gonna lie. I meant to sleep for 25, so give me some credit, okay? Probably halfway through volume 2 of my summer review. I just rhymed like 3 times. Ooh, rhyme and time. Some parts of this book are really cute, and some are just like, I don't understand your dynamic. Make up your fucking minds. I get it, you're young, but let's be cute the entire time. I get that there needs to be conflict, but again, let's just be cute the entire time, because that's giving me life. And this like back and forth, let me check my schedule, fuck, I shouldn't have called, and blah 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 blah. It's not doing it for me. I need you to keep me awake, my guys. 2 hours left. I actually feel pretty awake. Like I'm laying down, I'm fully horizontal, and I don't feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. I actually need to pee again. All I can taste, I already brushed my teeth. All I can taste is that fucking energy drink and it's driving me nuts. I'm also really hungry and wish I had some chips, but I don't. All I have are fucking marshmallows. I want salty, not sweet right now. I'm gonna hate myself tomorrow. I really am. 3 stars, 1.5 hours left. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably try to continue Midnight Feast and read as much as I can. Or I'll keep doing the switching back and forth thing. Wait, there's also a moon on this cover. Beautiful. It's currently witching hour, so if there's a ghost in the background of these clips, let me know. I'm now watching Kitty because she uploaded her full moon readathon vlog, which is also her half of the Do Your Worst episode that I did a couple months ago. So she decided to do it with the full moon readathon, so it's like a full Jan video, and I'm just obsessed. This is perfect. I'm assuming it went up at like midnight because I remember her posting on Instagram. Oh, it's supposed to be. Sorry if that was, I didn't even realize that was still playing and the mic was right there. It was probably like overriding my voice. Okay. Insane in the Membrane hours starting. I'm reading like fucking molasses. Does that even make sense? I've literally read like 3 pages of Happy Medium. I don't think my brain can handle the Midnight Feast right now, so I think I'm just gonna stick with this romance for the rest of the time. And then we're gonna count up my pages tomorrow for the past 24 hours. We've met our love interest in Happy Medium, 30 pages in, and it's on a farm, and we've encountered goats. I'm excited. And apparently we've also encountered a ghost. This girl did it. She did it. My goal was to hit 50 pages in Happy Medium by the time it's 4:30, and it's 4:21. I'm gonna read through page 50. I just wanted to share that I made it. I haven't made it through a full 24 hours in months. Probably almost a year, probably over a year. So I remember the last time I had like Delulu hours was a Patreon video for our Lair readathons back before I did them for a weekend, which I think I started this year. So whenever it was monthly 24-hour readathons, so yeah, it's probably over a year at this point. Also, I kind of laughed at myself pretty hard because, so we met this ghost, right? And he's like saying his backstory. Obviously he's a ghost, so he's been ghosting, haunting for over 100 years or whatever. So his vocabulary is like kind of weird, kind of dated. He goes, there was this gorgeous little tomato, Betsy Chandler. I read the entire page thinking he literally meant a tomato, like the tomato. That's what he was talking about, because I'm like, okay, there's a ghost, anything can fucking happen. I thought there was a sentient tomato who kissed him at an opera house. I need to go sleep. I'm like sweating, but like I know I'm gonna be cold if I take this hoodie off, so I'm just struggling. I can't wait to cuddle up in bed. I think I'm only gonna sleep till like 10 a.m. though. Talk to you then. I'll count up my pages because I am not gonna do math right now. No siree. I'm alive! I made it at 4:30. I woke up at 8:30, so I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. But then we took a nap. How long was that? 40 minutes. I took a poll on Patreon for my Carmilla tier because I needed help picking which book to read for the rest of this vlog because there are 2 days left of this readathon. Most of them chose Blue Sisters, so I'm gonna be reading Blue Sisters for the remainder of this vlog unless I finish it like tomorrow, miraculously. Then I'll switch to something else as well, and it's a special edition, so that could count for that prompt. Anyway, here's my little stack of books I read yesterday. This is my Kindle. I finished House on Mango Street, and then Wizard's Guide, Smoke, My Summer Review Volume 2, and Small Things Like These. And I can bring these all back to the library, get them out of my apartment. That was pretty successful, I guess. I'm back to 10 current reads though, so we're gonna be working through those. We're gonna be working through those for the foreseeable future. I read like 20 pages this morning of Blue Sisters, and I'm still liking it. It's okay. It's not 5-star feelings anymore, really. The chapters are long, but hopefully I hit at least 100 pages today. But I'm not gonna push myself too hard because I read a total of 965 pages yesterday, which I'm kind of upset about that I didn't hit 1,000, especially because I know that I could hit 1,000 in 24 hours because of my 10K challenge, but that's okay. Those are all my updates. We went spooky shopping, we went to the movies, and now we're back and waiting for food. So that's Sunday. Sorry I haven't updated all day. I was trying to recover. I'm not fully here yet. Okay, time for Din Din.
Din Din.
hey, I feel cute today. So I figured this is the time to update and give a long-ish update because I feel like I haven't really like talked about the books that I read during the 24-hour readathon, and now that I'm like recovered for the most part, I think it's time. And it's not gonna be like super long-winded or anything. I just feel like I haven't even said a synopsis for most books. But look at this cute shirt I got yesterday. Isn't it cute? I showed it to Joey and I was like, I was fully expecting him to be like, that's weird. That's not usually what you wear. But no, instantly he was like, yeah, I get it. You'd look so good in that. And I'm like, oh, I'm not even gonna try it on. Anyway, the next task is Blue Sisters because that's what my Carmilla's voted on. I am now on page 96. I started this a while ago. I got this from the UK. It doesn't come out until September here in the US. So I got it, said I was gonna start it. I started it and then didn't pick it up for a while. This is a story about these 4 sisters. Could I keep track of which one's which? Almost. So it gave 5-star vibes in the prologue alone. I said in one of my vlogs that it immediately felt like these sisters were my best friends. This is the author of Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which I loved, and Coco Mellors, I say Mellors, has a talent for creating characters, really fleshing out a character, and I feel like she's also gonna do it here. Avery is like, I don't want to spoil anything. They all have very distinct personalities. We find out in the very beginning that one of them actually has died. The rest of them are kind of grappling with that and figuring out how to not let the family fall apart. I just love how distinct they are, especially because sisters, it's easy to get them mixed up. Sisters, sorority sisters, sports team members, there are situations where there are a lot of opportunities to like mix characters up. I feel like it'd be easy to keep these people straight. I'm just bad with putting names to the, I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I just contradicted myself, but one of them has a wife who's like very nurturing and blah, blah, blah. And then she is the complete opposite. She is very like pragmatic and worries about like the bills and all that stuff. I like their chapters. I like learning about their relationship because it's really sweet. One of her sisters was like, they make marriage seem like a nice idea because their parents definitely didn't do that. And just them setting up an example for this younger sister is just so sweet. And then this other younger sister is a model. She's just figuring shit out because she's super messy. The third sister, we don't really have too much on unless I'm forgetting, but either way, I'm loving this. There were some like borderline problematic lines and then it kind of fixed itself, but Megan from Hey Megan said that endometriosis is not represented accurately in this. I get it. That's frustrating. I personally can't relate, but I feel like if I read something that represented rheumatoid arthritis incorrectly, I'd be pissed too. So I get why she hates this book. And we usually align in most of our tastes. She also hated normal people though, so maybe I'm about to eat my words with that one. But I'm like scared about it being not 5 stars. I just have this like weird feeling, but it could still be 5 stars. Other books I started, as y'all briefly saw, and I maybe briefly talked about, Midnight Feast. It seems like this is gonna be a really quick read when I actually like sit down and binge it. I just have to be in a specific mood to pick up a book about rich people because there are some rich characters in here. Again, this might not be one that I like get characters mixed up, but also could easily happen. I have to be in the mood for pretentious characters. I have to be in the mood to read about people who like put money first because I hate that shit, man. I can't remember if I said, but my HR lady recommended this to me because I wasn't gonna purchase this. I was just gonna wait for my hold at the library and then I found it for $7 on Pango, but she said I would actually like the twists and I don't know what that means. I don't know how she knows that, but we're gonna roll with it. At some point I am gonna read I Who Have Never Known Men, especially because one of my vampies, Tiffany, just finished it and gave it 5 stars. So I will get to this. I'm just very intimidated by the long chapters. At first I didn't even know there were chapters because I flipped through it and I was like, oh, that's what's happening. She said it's like 50 pages, 80 pages, 50 pages. And I'm like, whew, I need to be in the mood for that too. This book specifically is what made me want to update this long because I feel like I didn't talk about this when I continued it at like after midnight during the 24-hour readathon. She's like this con artist who pretends to be a spirit medium. So she takes this job from this woman who she's known forever. So it's supposed to be like getting this ghost away from this family farm or whatever. And she thought she was meeting up with this old man because he supposedly played bridge or whatever with this lady. She goes to the farm. It's this guy and he's cute. He wears cool sweaters and he has a goat. Then some other shit happens. Okay, I'm only 50 pages in, but then she encounters this other thing. I'm kind of loving it. I'm kind of loving how unique this concept is. I love a good con artist in a book. I'll continue this at some point. Also, it's an Aardvark book. If I didn't say it already, I do have a discount code. It's Jan to get your first box for $4 and free shipping. Fell in love with Hope. Cried on page 5. I'm on page 44. This This is another one I'm gonna need in small doses because sick fic, have to be in the mood for it. I was on Saturday until I wasn't. Joey's gonna read with me tonight because he hasn't in like 3 days.
Yeah.
I gotta finish this book like tomorrow. This will be my last book of Full Moon Readathon. I thought about like mood reading and just saying fuck it, but I already did that with my nonfiction poll, and I can't keep doing that. I can't keep taking polls and then doing the complete opposite of the one that won. So, Blue Sisters is the task for tonight. Hi, same exact place, different look, different day, because I suck. But happy last day of Full Moon Readathon. I figured I'd update at least once today, but the goal is to finish Blue Sisters. I just got home from work. Joey's making me go to the gym.
I am not.
That's what I wanted. That's exactly. I love when you give me exactly what I want. That's what she said. No, we're gonna go to the gym. We're going to go to the gym. It's gonna happen. I just have to update first before I get ugly. I am now 195 pages in. By the way, I asked Megan, I hit her up today and I was like, hey, I know you talk about it publicly, but I just wanted to make sure that it's okay that I mention in my vlog that you have endo. And she was like, oh yeah, totally fine. I was gonna talk about it in a vlog anyway in relation to this book because yeah, I thought it was just that one paragraph briefly that they mentioned like, oh, a hysterectomy can cure endometriosis. I was like, okay, maybe one paragraph, fine, let it slide. But I would still dock a star from it. Now I'm definitely docking a star because it's mentioned again, like 100 something pages in. And it's not only that. I have talked to Megan and I've like talked it out. She was like, spoil me on everything. So I tell her and then I'm like, you know what? This is not 5-star material. Cleopatra and Frankenstein could have been 5 stars. I gave it a 4, like a high 4. But this, okay. Let's start with Miss Boxer Bonnie, okay? I've said it before in one of my vlogs that I'm not a fan of when authors give a character a passion, okay, whether it's a career, a hobby, and they just like, that's their only personality trait. And that's Bonnie, okay? That's all she fucking talks about is boxing. And like, at first I didn't really mind because I used to love watching boxing. Then Manny Pacquiao said something problematic, but that's neither here nor there. But Bonnie, that's her whole thing. Like, she's always at the boxing gym. We barely get her when she's at home. I don't know anything about her besides the fact that she's a boxer. Also, Lucky, our youngest sister, her only personality trait is being a mess, basically, and just always being on drugs and drinking and partying and throwing up because of said partying. Maybe she'll have a redemption arc. Maybe. We're holding out hope because I do like the writing, but I thought the characters were gonna have more. The only reason that there's even conflict, okay, maybe not the only reason, but like the biggest reason that they have conflict is because one of their sisters died, and that's like messing with them because they were all so close at one time and then life changed things. They're going their separate ways and blah 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 blah, and now they're drifting, but then sometimes they're not. And oh my god, this squirrel is so fucking cute. It's like scratching. How do they just like balance like that? Look how fucking, oh my god, it's on two. Oh my god, it's cleaning its face. Oh, it's cleaning its tail. Yeah, there sure is. On a branch. Okay, where was I? They are dealing with this grief, but all in their different ways. Then we have one of the sisters who's a lawyer. I think before I thought the lawyer and the boxer were the same sister. They're not. One of the sisters is a lawyer. Ooh, I don't want to spoil it. She is the one who has the really nice, sweet, wholesome relationship, the marriage, okay, with her wife. The only reason why she's the most interesting character so far is because she's just fucking up said marriage in several ways. My high hopes are rapidly crashing down, but I will finish this book because I got it all the way from the UK and I was really excited about it, and I still am. There are some good ass quotes all throughout, and like I said, I'm hoping for a redemption arc in at least one of the sisters. I'm hoping the youngest one grows up a little, matures a little, finds herself, whatever. I hope all of them find themselves and figure things out, because the youngest one is also the model, so she has body image issues. I don't know, I feel like all of them have their things and they have depth. They could have depth, but the author is not giving them said depth. It's not like fully diving in. It's not exploring each, it's like doing too much at once but not enough at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but it could still be 4 stars. I just read a blurb that says when I made it to the final page, I had tears in my eyes. So if this makes me cry, it'll stay a 4 star. If nothing changes in these characters, I am 195 pages in. There are still like 140-ish pages for things to change. We shall see. Fingers crossed. We shall see. Fingers crossed if I can even finish it tonight. If not, I'll be bringing it into my dedication dedicated vlog for this Wretched Valley, which is no longer going to be dedicated if I bring this in. I do want to finish this like this week, regardless if it's in this vlog or not. So that's my rant about Blue Sisters. I'm gonna get ready for the gym and stop procrastinating. I'll talk to y'all later. I will, I promise, because we have to end the vlog. Okay, update. We only took, okay, not only. We're not gonna dismiss our accomplishments in this household, okay? We instead took a walk, a hot couple walk, and it was pretty long. What time is it now? 7? It was like, ah! Good thing I have a new phone case to protect it. That was like almost an hour walk, right? 45 minutes. I got a new phone case. So this is my old one. It's transparent, and then the pop socket says love me like my demons do, but you can't even see it anymore because my grubby little hands took the paint or whatever off. And now here's the much needed refresh. Look how cute he is reading in the pumpkin patch. Isn't he adorable? I also got this one to switch things up. It's like matte black. Oh yeah.
I got McKay's new book.
Hell yeah.
Look how shiny.
Read McKay Watson, people.
Call me son.
Call me son.
Son?
Why are we like this?
Excited, McKay. You're not watching, but you know.
McKay's too busy writing to watch my videos.
He's too busy writing these masterpieces.
I am gonna read while Joseph oh so kindly makes din din. Do you need any help?
I think I'll manage that.
Oh, good. Just to let you know that I'm always here for support. You just need to give me a shout, give me a ring, you know, call me, beat me. If you want me to stir a little something, sprinkle a little something. Oh, I also got 2 books. Hold on. I usually don't do mini hauls in my vlogs anymore because I do my monthly hauls, but it's the last day of Full Moon Readathon and I haven't updated much, so here we are. So I got The Unmothers by Leslie J. Anderson. I actually like needed to get this because I'm gonna be a Midnight Society book club guest host with Sid and Elizabeth from Reading Riley. This is a horror book that just came out. All I needed to know about this was that someone gives birth to a horse. Like a human gives birth to a horse. And I'm like, that is weird enough for me. I don't care if there's mother in the title. I'm gonna fucking read it. If said mother is a mother to a horse, I'm curious. I'm intrigued. And then the other one, because you know, free shipping, my dudes. A Magical Girl Retires by Park Seo-leon, translated by Anton Her. I heard this is kind of like a love letter to anime girlies, manga girlies, and it's like magical realism. And it's this girl who is trying to figure out life. 29, depressed and drowning in credit card debt after losing her job during the pandemic. What?
Sounds like me.
A woman decides to end her troubles by jumping off a bridge, but her attempt is interrupted by a girl dressed all in white, the clairvoyant magical girl. Yeah, so I saw this book and I was like, that looks so cute. And then I was like, no, I don't need it. And then Jody talked about it and I was like, yeah, I think I need it now. Time to read. We have gathered here today to witness the death of the slow clap. Son of a bee's in the trap.
I hate when people call a vagina snatch.
I'm leaving this in.
Oh fuck, I didn't know you were recording. Please don't leave that in. Oh fuck.
Hi, I didn't read. I ate dinner and watched the last episode of season 2 of Bridgerton. And he is officially a fan.
I only like it because I'm watching it with you. It's funny. It's fun to watch it with you. Trust me, I would not watch this on my own.
But yesterday, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna make you watch Bridgerton all night. And he's like, thought we established I was a fan. Oh my god, Mean Girls is here.
Focus.
Okay, we are gonna put this... Wait, are you in the mood to read? Because I want to use that cool new ambiance we saw.
Yeah, I'll start McKay's book.
Look.
Oh, but I almost don't want to.
You don't want to start it?
I do, but like...
Because you just bought it?
Yeah.
You want to savor it? Because then you're going to finish it in like a day? Because you're a reader? Why am I still recording? Bye. Hi, I'm Jan, and I have failed. I failed! At least I finished my own readathon once all the way through. Actually, we should go through... Maybe I have finished it twice. I did not finish Blue Sisters, though. But I fell asleep. I dozed off. Not fell asleep, but like I was reading and I dozed off. You know when you doze off and then your book does that thing where it like drops and then you wake up? Yeah, that's what happened. I got to page 244. Just under 100 pages left. I'll finish it tomorrow. Sorry to those of you who don't like books that go into multiple vlogs, because I've seen people complain about that. And I'm like, Guilty as charged. I really didn't read too many books other than the 24-hour readathon, huh? Oh shit, wait, did I finish A Blackness Absolute in this vlog? When did I start this vlog? I need to look back on my footage, hold on. Editing Jan, insert this clip because I just had an epiphany. It's called Blue Sisters. It's a double meaning. It's called Blue Sisters because their last name's Blue and they're all sad. And blue equals sad. They're all sad because they're grieving over their sister who's dead.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thanks for listening. Hi, me again. Sorry. Actually, I don't know if again is correct because I don't know the order of when I'm inserting things because that's what she said, inserting things. Because this is the second or third time that I'm popping in after I ended the vlog last night. Hi, it's the next morning, almost 9 a.m. and I just finished Blue Sisters. I got up at 5:15 today. I wasn't reading the whole time. I did dishes, was on my phone and thinking of other stuff. I wasn't reading the entire time, but I did finish this book, and rather than adding my thoughts into the next vlog and interrupting that flow, I figured I'd just tack it onto this because I have thoughts and I haven't even started that vlog anyway. So I'm gonna give it a 4. It did make me cry. First off, it did make me cry. Okay, also the endometriosis stuff. I almost wanted to edit out all that stuff from before because there's a redemption. There is. Towards the end, there's this whole conversation with the sister's mom, and the mom was like, she got on those drugs because none of the doctors knew how to treat her pain, the result of a medical system that does not prioritize research funding for women's health. If you want to blame something, blame the androcentric medical field. At least their mom was aware that a hysterectomy was not the way to cure endometriosis. The drugs that they were giving was not working, was not the cure. That's fine. But then like they mentioned it briefly again later. One of the sisters was like, I wished she had a baby so she could have the surgery earlier or something like that. And I was like, oh my God. Anyway, the fact that it did make me cry is staying at a 4-star. The ending, there was this cliche ass moment. It involved something I hate, but it's not the usual thing. It did, okay, this book does have pregnancy, but it's not until the epilogue. I'm glad there wasn't an unexpected pregnancy because usually female-centric books, not to be like stereotypical or anything, but usually books that are female-centered, someone gets pregnant, especially with like multiple POVs, someone gets pregnant, right? But this was fine because it was in the epilogue. It was like 10 years later, whatever. But then something else cliche happened and I guessed it like the page before. I was like, no, it's coming. If they do this, I swear to God, I like wrote it in the margins and then the next page, it said that. And I hate, it's so cliche when people, I don't want to spoil it. Not that anything's really a spoiler because nothing really happened in this book. It's a character study. Things happened, yes. Obviously the thing at the end made me cry. Not the end, but like something in the end made me, it hurt the feels. It really hurt the feels. Like one of the reasons behind what happened really pissed me off. 2 of the reasons really pissed me off, but one more than the other. I like that everyone got their closure. I also like that this is kind of technically a coming of age story, but like with people in their late 20s, early 30s, as opposed to like the usual coming of age story, which is like YA, teen, you know? I feel like it's rare to like fully have a coming of age story in this age range, especially with Lucky. I feel like she definitely grew a lot. All of them grew a lot, but they were all like grappling with grief. There was a toxic relationship with the mom. The dad was also toxic. Things did get resolved in certain aspects, but I feel like we learned all their traumas in the beginning, and then throughout the whole book we're just seeing the cyclic behavior of each of them, their coping mechanisms, and again a couple of them, you know, were addicts, and that cyclic behavior comes with that, you know, like relapsing and everything. Maybe it's just the way it was laid outlined. I feel like, I don't know, the pacing could have been better. I really don't know. My favorite characters were side characters. I didn't like any of these sisters. They were frustrating to read from, which is fine. I think they were purposely unlikable because Cleopatra and Frankenstein, both those characters were also unlikable. So I feel like she does unlikable characters well. There are unlikable characters that I actually enjoy reading from, but these people's personalities, I just didn't jive with them. The ones I did jive with though. Pavel, super cute. Wholesome, so sweet. Chiti, same thing. Pavel was Bonnie's boxing trainer and Chiti was Avery's wife. I feel like it covered a lot, but also the same things over and over. Like we didn't keep learning more about the sisters. That's what I like about books like this, is like, I don't want to know all your trauma dramas in the beginning. I want it to unravel. Like, same with romances. I like when characters do things and then you slowly find out why, like the reasons behind those actions, and then things start to make sense. But this, like, you know they're grieving. You know they had toxic relationships with their parents. You know one's a workaholic. You know that one parties a lot. You just like learn all of that in the beginning. That's my take on this. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I'm sad it's not on my top 10 of 2024. It was one of my most highly anticipated books, but alas, it's okay. 4 stars isn't bad, and now we're actually gonna end the vlog. So back to Jan from last night. Okay, so yeah, I finished 5 books in this vlog. A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking could be for a book with humor, an author I love. Fuck are all the prompts? Okay. Whoa, whoa. God, I'm gonna hate editing this. Okay, I took the time to journal. Posted reading wrap up so far. I did do that at some point. It was a paperback. I spent time in nature because I went to Silent Book Club, and that was outside, and I also read on my balcony. Do something to bring out your inner child. What have I done to bring out my inner child in the past 5 days? I'm sure I've done something. Went to the movies, went shopping. Yeah, I used to go to the movies. I had Airhead strips, and that's part of my childhood. That counts. I just finished them. Joey just threw away the packaging. My special edition or alternate cover was supposed to be Blue Sisters. But I read my classic, which was The House on Mango Street. So I collected The Raven for a second time. Book I've had for a long time. Okay, in library world, Smoke I've had for a long time. 4 out of the 5 books I read were library books. So I'm gonna count Smoke, because I had that for like almost a whole month. More than that. Almost 2 whole months from the library. So we're gonna check off The Mummy. Fuck it. It's my channel. I can do what I want. Colorful cover. The House on Mango Street is pretty colorful to me, so we're counting that. Checked off The Clown. Wolf Involved I didn't finish. Special edition. Okay, so I collected 3 of the 4 characters this time around. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
My thoughts on this. We had a whole chapter of just bickering among all 3 of the alive sisters. Things are coming out. Things are being said. Very cruel, mean things are being said. Were said. Now they're kind of just back at square one. They all finally came together and were like cleaning out the apartment of the dead sister. Now they're just all in shambles again. I think this should be a longer book. Like, it already feels kind of long because like nothing's really happening and we're not learning too much more of the. It's a very cyclic lit fic. The youngest sister, it's annoying to read because she's not a great person in general, like just how she treats other people. Same with Avery. I don't know, I feel like Bonnie kind of acts like the mom, but I think Avery is older. I just really hope Sally Rooney's new release doesn't disappoint me. I tell myself every year I need to stop fucking anticipating books as much as I do, because when I anticipate books, I'm like all in. You know, all in. I'm like, I'm going on release day. If I don't pre-order it, I'm like obsessing, hyper-focusing, reading all these out-of-context quotes. I'm reading reviews. When I anticipate, and then I end up disappointed, so I'll just never learn, I guess. But anyway, that's part 2 of Full Moon Readathon. Woo! Woo woo! I hope you all had fun. Thank you so much for not letting this readathon die after the first year. It's definitely gonna happen again next year. I'm debating on the length of it still. Like, I don't know if I want to shorten it, because I'm like, okay, 13 days, that's less than 2 weeks. I always forget that month-long readathons exist, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm taking like 2 weeks of people's reading months. But then there are some people who are like, no, we love this length because it's like not a huge commitment, but it's also like you have time to actually complete the prompts. So I don't know, I'll give it a think, but it will definitely happen next year, also in August. Thank you again for participating. Let me know how your final results after the readathon went, unless you already told me in the first vlog, which I currently still have to edit. If you made it to the end of this video, let's put a blue heart emoji in the comments down below to represent this book. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all had a 5-star day. Don't forget to do some self-care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!